Hi, I'm Fran DeBacco, and this is the Vintage Magazine Shop. Hello, today we're going to learn about history and advertising through magazines. We're going to go through a very interesting period, and the most emotional period, World War II. For a lot of reasons, it's interesting for the simple reason there was a lot of products that companies were advertising that you couldn't buy. During the war, the government called upon companies to make anything that would help the war movement itself. So Ford, General Motors were making tanks, planes, whatever you can think of to help the war effort.
Here we have a sample of Collier's magazine, dated May 1944. Here is a full-page center spread ad from Chevrolet General Motors. Now normally, they're running advertisements for their car lines and their luxury vehicles and their tires and their parts. But now we're in the midst of the war, and they've been called upon by the government to change their manufacturing to do airplane engines. So their advertising dollars are showing their engines being put into the American planes for the war effort. How does this advertising help their company? Because it's branding them in a positive light. They are supporting the country and they're supporting the military. So they know when the war ends, and hopefully the United States wins the war, which they did, you will be happy to buy Chevrolet and General Motors parts because they supported the war effort. Here we have an example of an ad by a company, Camel Cigarettes, that was manufacturing their product at the time of war. But they were using the war in their sales effort. For example, this ad here says, "Hit the beach," and it shows two scenes of our soldiers landing on a beach. Could be Normandy, could be anywhere. And then the big photo is the soldiers relaxing after the battle with a Camel cigarette. So there was a twofold message here. One was, we are taking care of your loved ones overseas, and now buy our cigarettes. Here is another example of an ad from Collier's magazine dated May 1944. This depicts the female as the main character, playing off the Rosie the Riveter theme, with women finding a purpose in the war, depicts a woman as a field nurse, and also returning back at home on a beach relaxing with a husband or a boyfriend. The ad is by Greyhound, and the message is returning ticket to the land they love. So they're selling the emotion of the war, saying that they are the company that when a loved one comes back on leave or returning after the war, they are the company that will return them back to their family. Here is a 1944 ad from the Pennsylvania Railroad. It depicts this beautiful illustration of servicemen on a train on their way to be boarded to go serve our country. The message from the Pennsylvania Railroad is that we're the company, we're dedicating our equipment and our engineers and our employees to get the men into service to serve our country. So again, the message is the emotion of the war and the company showing their dedication to the cause, so that when you at home need a train ride, you're going to choose Pennsylvania Railroad. Here's an interesting ad sample. It's from a company, Gaines Dog Food. And it was offering this program where you would write a V-mail note to your loved one overseas. You would send this company the name of your pet and your loved one, and they would put this V-mail telegram together to the service person so they could get a special message from the family pet. So again, they were selling products to people here in the United States, but they were using the emotion of the war and your loved one overseas to help them sell the product. Here's an interesting advertising from Anheuser-Busch, the beer manufacturer. That's how we know them. But back then, they're having a little play on this fun soldier. Looks like he's walking into a castle, and possibly in Germany, and he's having a fun time with his buddy, mocking this knight in shining armor. The headline is, "When knights were bold, they were not so big." Anheuser-Busch goes into the ad campaign saying here that they're producing yeasts and dry food products and vitamins for the troops. So again, this is not an ad for beer. This is them showing that they have converted their manufacturing facilities to support the war effort. So when everything is good and everybody comes back, you will buy their beer. Well, apparently they liked this ad campaign so much that they revisited during the Eagles season and went with the Dilly Dilly campaign.